Hello, I'm John Glen. I'm the director of License to Kill. Yeah, this we shot in Key West, Florida, with the help of the Coast Guard, and also a few bits of improvisation in terms of equipment. Timothy Dalton was very game about working underneath a helicopter with the blades going around and what have you, and we were hoisting him up. And he's very athletic and extremely enthusiastic, and that was great. This is a helicopter belonging, brand new helicopter with a British pilot, strangely enough. And they gave me a lift home from location one day and frightened the life out of me, which is exactly what they intended to do. Testing some equipment there with cameras semi-submerged. We usually use a plastic bag over an Aeroflex. It seems to work pretty well. These are nice shots of the unit speeding home after a day's work. And here we see Timothy Dalton doing barefoot skiing, water skiing. This scene where Felix and Bond parachute in for the wedding, as they've been on operations up to this point, we had terrific cooperation. They had to remove the power lines from above so we could crane the actors in. And the boys actually jumped into this space as well, which was wonderful. Be J. Worth as usual. This is interesting. This is Remy Julian's team. This was a device that John Richardson attached to the side of the truck, so that if it didn't work with his expert driver, we would have to use. But as you can see, we didn't need it. His expert driver arrived and performed admirably. I mean, such skill. Unbelievable. And how that didn't fall over, I don't know. And then we went one further and we put the tank on the back of it as well. And he managed to do it with the tank on the back as well. So in all events, we were able to do it freely without using any devices. The skill of some of these French drivers is amazing. I mean, it's one thing doing those sort of wheelies with a car, but to do it with a, I don't know, 10-ton truck is something quite new. I think that's probably the whole secret of the Bond films. They have to be original, and we have some really original stuff in this. This explosion at Rumoroso, it's above Mexico City, and there's quite a history to this place. Rather spooky, actually. Here's our crew fixing the camera up in Mexicali. It's a beautiful location. It was just above Mexicali City, about 5 miles out, up on the mountain range. I don't think they'd ever seen such an assembly of vehicles as they saw with us. We must have had 10 of these trucks, all costing about $100,000 each. And I think we wrote about 7 of them off. One ran away one evening on its own accord and crashed off the precipice. Fortunately, no one was hurt. But we were lucky that we had this 3-mile section of road to ourselves. We could cordon it off. They'd bypassed it because it was so dangerous, and it was perfect for our filming. Very rugged landscape. Many shots going into the making of an action scene like this. This was probably one of the longest action scenes I've ever been associated with. There was so much went on. It was so full of action from beginning to end. Barbara Broccoli was the producer on this. It was her first real effort of producing on her own, and she did an admirable job because it was like a major film. It was like shooting a separate film altogether. Malcolm, the camera operator. Timothy showed terrific nerve on this, so we had 3 days with Timothy down there. I came and left the unit in Mexico City shooting at Churubusco Studios. What trust I have. And I came down and directed Timothy and Carey Lowell and Robert Davi in this sequence. And it was 3 days well spent. These vehicles, quite unforgiving if they get out of control. Carey is a lovely girl and terrific action actress, and very beautiful. Well, I wouldn't call Robert Davi beautiful, but he was very effective. That's the beauty of having a piece of road that you own, if you like, for the time of the shooting. And Terry Madden in the foreground there was the first assistant director on the 2nd unit. George there, stills man. He was generally the stills man on the 2nd unit. I used all the crew from the 2nd unit doing my stuff with the main actors. And very good they were too. When we exploded the truck, we gave Timothy what we considered to be a safe point to start running when we started the explosion going. And Timothy started running, and when he looked up, all the camera boys were running as well. It was so hot, and most of us lost the hair off our legs. We were wearing shorts. Not a very good idea. And this building is beautiful. It's a house belonging to Baron Portanova on the Acapulco Bay. Unbelievable in its beauty. It's got a heliport on the roof, as you can see, and down below there's a lounge with a swimming pool, huge swimming pool, which merges with the white marble that surrounds it, and also Acapulco Bay in the background. And it's the most incredible effect when the light's in the right place. You can see how gorgeous it is. It's a beautiful setting. And the Baron was a friend of Cubby Broccoli's, and extended every facility to him. On this occasion, we used Raymond Bravo, who was a Mexican underwater cameraman, and his crew. And the underwater scenes were done in Cancun. Raymond was quite a find. He was a brilliant cameraman. He had a house in Cancun, so he was very familiar with that territory. And when we did the scene where Felix Leiter was savaged by the shark, he even used a one-legged diver and put a forced leg on him and had the shark cut his leg off, which we had to remove for the censor, needless to say.